abominable snowmen. High in the desolate Himalayas, scientists have reported a species of half-man, half-beast. Articles on them have appeared in Pageant, Popular Science, Proof, and Newsweek magazines. This story of the perils encountered by an expedition searching for these creatures brings to the screen one of the most exciting motion pictures ever made.
You're jumpy, Hud.
All day I've had the feeling someone was watching us, trailing us.
Passions explode violently as a man fights for survival and a woman's love against the never-ending terror of primitive isolation, astounding dangers that stagger the imagination, breathtaking thrills and spectacular action against the towering peaks 21,000 feet above the earth. Excitement thunders from the screen as powerful elements burst forth in all their fury to destroy the men who dared to invade the icy stronghold of the abominable snowmen.
Saturdays, Gumby used toy robots to do his chores so that he and his pal Pokey could relax. But on this day, something unexpected happened.
Mother, may we both have a glass of milk?
You certainly may. Are you getting your work done all right?
Look out the window, Mother.
Well, I declare, that was a clever idea. But remember to return the robots when you're through with them.
Sure, Mother.
Such clever boys certainly deserve some crackers with their milk. Gumby, look. Oh! Gumby?
Yes, Mother.
I want you to... Help! Help, Gumbo!
Fire department. Oh, right away, dear. All right, dear?
You came just in time.
Anybody hurt?
No, but go to the garage quickly.
Look, Gumby, your father didn't stop that one. Uh-oh.
Oh, Gumbo, look at my flower bed.
There's only one way to stop that robot now.
Within the violent waters that cover this earth comes a mighty motion picture destined to be remembered above all others. Starring John Carradine as the scientist who was deceived by his own fantastic experiments.
Hey, what happened?
I think something's buckling.
Hey! Hey! Can you hear me?
This story of a group of scientists who penetrate the depths of a mysterious ocean brings you underwater thrills and breathtaking excitement as they travel mile after eerie mile through the black waters to ultimately discover the incredible petrified world. See women struggle for survival as they become lost in a world of incredible danger. Caverns explode violently as underground volcanoes unleash their tremendous fury. Suspense, chills, terror, excitement beyond compare. Never has a motion picture captured the amazing story, the gigantic spectacle, the staggering force of the incredible petrified world.
Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friends, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
And Mr. Fresh Rogan.
What up, what up?
What up, indeed? Hope everybody's hope you boys are doing well.
Good, we're saucing.
We are saucing. We are saucing it up tonight. As I said right before we went live, you know we'd be saucing. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us. S-Sync in the house. Hello, hello.
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in. Hope everybody's had a good week and is ready to, even if you haven't had a great week, we're here to unwind, kick back.
It'll be okay, baby. Come here.
Yeah. You don't you worry. We've got the cure to all that ails you tonight with another exciting public domain horror film, which we bring you every Friday night at 9 p.m. And of course, this is our summer of Schlock. And so this summer has been devoted to bringing you some of the most ridiculous horror movies that the public domain has to offer. We've had some pretty crazy ones so far. Tonight's our 5th film, so we're halfway through our season of Schlock, season 6.
So sad. It's going so quickly.
It really has, man. You think about, we've seen some schlocky stuff.
A regular schlock opera over here.
It really has. I mean, whether it's giant leeches or, desert cults or werewolves and girls' dormitories. Werewolf school. That's right. Or ghoul in school if you're, devoted to the song. And, last week we got a little bit of beach action last week, which was really nice. So, but we're getting away from the beach. Well, actually, we're technically not getting away from the beach. We're going to an island this week. It's island time. It's island time.
Yeah, we're on island time.
Yeah, we're on island time this week. We're watching 1959's Teenage Zombies, which it's a sci-fi horror film basically about a group of teenagers just having a fun day, and they get stranded on the island of a mad scientist. And the plot just gets absolutely absurd from there. It is a really ridiculous story, and once we start to unpack it, it's not going to make any sense, but it's going to be that's why it's fun. And tonight's film is our first film of the stream from a guy named Jerry Warren, who is the writer, director, producer, editor of tonight's film. Doesn't star in it, which we've had a couple of those guys this season, but like last week's film, the director also starred in it and edited it and produced it. And this week's film, Jerry Warren was he started as an in front of the camera guy, but then he realized, I can make a lot of money if I just churn out horror films really quick. So he's known for some pretty low quality films, and tonight is definitely a perfect representation of that. But to me it's so bad it's good. So I think we'll have a lot of fun with that tonight. It's certainly schlocky. This is one I have seen, so unlike every other film this season, which I know. Yeah, it was. Yeah, I already know. So yeah, don't you give me that sad horn, Fresh. I don't want to hear it. Okay. No, I think I saw this when I was like maybe 8 or 9. Maybe I was 10. I was still living in the farmhouse. Oh, back in those days.
Back in those farmhouse days.
Back in my farmhouse days. And even then I was like,
what were you, raised in a barn?
Yeah. You'd be surprised. Spent a lot of time in that barn. No, straw I was just covered in straw all the time. No, even as a kid, I was just kind of like, this this is pretty like bare bones for for a horror film. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with that. And we'll be talking a lot about Jerry Warren tonight, and there's some surprising filmmaking stuff here. And so I'm very excited for it. The other thing I'm excited for is, every movie, Evan brings us a delicious cocktail that goes with it. And this season, it's in a little segment which we're calling...
Somebody check your time, because it's Schlocktail Hour.
Oh, no, wait, where is it? Oh, I maybe don't have it in here yet. Hold on, wait.
No.
Hold on. Is it? Nope, I gotta, hold on, wait, is this it? There it is.
There we go.
Okay, yep, there it is. Okay, hold on, wait, you want to take that again? Let's take that again.
Sure, okay, we'll get a nice clean take.
Clean cut.
Check your time. Someone check the time, because it's Schlocktail Hour.
There it is.
There we go. We got it. So this week, we're watching this is a zombie movie. It's technically a zombie movie. We'll, of course, talk about that. But we've seen a few zombie movies so far, and of course, every time I feel like it just makes the most sense to break out the zombie. The cocktail, the zombie. And so we've seen that a few times now, and I think I've played with it and kind of substituted some things. Now this recipe, even though we've had this on the show a couple of times before, I've never really looked into the background of it. So this comes from a guy named Don Beach. He's known as Don the Beachcomber, who was a renowned restaurateur and bartender, like right after Prohibition.
Oh, wow.
And so he was one of those guys who came on the scene and started mixing stuff together, started making some pretty well-known now cocktails. So the zombie, this is supposedly he made this as a hangover cure, although it kind of feels like he's just throwing everything on the shelf.
Well, that's going to make it go right away, right?
Right, yeah. It's 3 different kinds of rum, lime juice, his own mix of cinnamon syrup and grapefruit juice, some falernum, which is kind of like an almond-y kind of liqueur.
Okay.
Grenadine, a little bit of absinthe, and a little bit of bitters and mint garnish. So there's a lot of rum, but there's a lot of other accompanying flavors to, I guess, cover up the rum. And so this became, if you've ever heard of a tiki drink, like a tiki bar, this was kind of the original tiki drink, and it's that idea of these really strong, punchy flavors. So, as we know on the show, I like to just throw some curveballs, especially this season, and I've been just mixing things up with wild abandon. And so I this week I thought, I can't just have the zombie. It's got to be something. But what do I mix with it? And as it happens, I made a trip to the city. Went to the big city.
You had to go to the big city to get this stuff, huh?
I had to go to the big city, and I picked up some stuff, and I picked up some vermouth, because you can't get that out here in the sticks, apparently.
No, you cannot. Vermouth? No, that's way too fancy
for
it's
too fancy. That's a city drink.
That is a big-time city drink.
So I've been playing with the vermouth, this past week or two, trying it out, and so I thought, okay, what if we did a martini? It's vermouth and gin. So I'm mixing up the martini with the zombie, and I'm calling it the Zombini.
There it is.
So we're gonna have some strong flavors, but I think this is gonna have a lot of depth. This is a party in a glass. Everybody's invited.
It sounds like it. I mean, again, I think that's been the one thing that I feel like I've definitely learned over the course of over 55 drinks, cocktails that Evan has brought us here on the show. You think about that, that's a lot of different cocktails, but with each one, I'm always surprised by how much I can taste almost every ingredient, or how there's some kind of mixture or way that the ingredients are playing off of each other that like plays out over like seconds. It's not just like, oh, I take a sip of it and it's like,
it's fun. It's fun to see what you can taste in these things, see what you can notice. It's like these movies. We see, what can we get out of this?
Right.
What can we find in this?
There's layers.
Layers.
Absolutely. Ooh, and I like the mint sprig in here.
Garnish. So we've got our nice tiki, not tropical. I also learned that this week. That's not the same thing. Ooh. Don't call it a tropical drink. It's a tiki drink.
You better get it right.
Well, all right, everybody.
Ah,
cheers.
It smells delicious. Cheers.
Zombini.
Ah, wow. That's like,
I feel like it's unfolding on my tongue.
Yeah, it's so weird, honestly. There's so much there.
There is a lot there.
There's a lot there.
That's a sip that tells a story.
It really does. And the mint is like, again, I told you on the minisode this week, like I love a drink with mint.
It always makes it taste so fresh.
It does, and it fresh. And it does. It really like it's got like a cooling. The cooling of the mint mixes in with the burning of the rum, and it creates an interesting sensation. They kind of
cancel each other out.
Yeah, it's an interesting sensation to be sure. No, I really like this. You've outdone yourself, Evan. This is
pretty good. Pretty good.
Delicious. Definitely, I think tiki is a good pairing with the PEMDAS cocktail. Yeah, that's
cancels out.
Yep, that's right. It just
got an order of operations.
Nah, it's very. Is there anything? It's not coconut that I'm tasting, but is it? You think it's the almond that I'm like?
Maybe
that must be either because obviously the mint and the rum, but then there's a little. It's got to be the almond, which I like almonds.
Yeah, the almond and then the grapefruit. That grapefruit cinnamon syrup.
Oh yeah,
the quote unquote
it's the cinnamon.
Dawn's mix.
That's what God's mix is. Dawn's mix.
Dawn's mix.
God's
yeah.
mix.
Yeah,
God's mix. Oh God.
Our Lord and Savior, Dawn Beach.
Yeah. What is that? Holy water and wine. That's God's mix. No, this, I think the cinnamon is what's like, it's mixing interestingly with the mint.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all just kind of swimming around together and creating some interesting flavors. So this is, I think, perfect for tonight's film, because tonight's film is definitely a mixture of all different kinds of flavors of B horror movies. It's kind of, it's kind of your classic cheesy kids go on vacation and just stumble upon, your classic horror movie plot. But here it kind of gets magnified to a really bizarre degree. But yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think tonight's drink will go great. Again, it's I'd call it a schlock fest for sure. This is the guy who made this movie. This was like the second movie I think he ever made. Like he made one movie before this, which we saw. We're reconnecting. Yeah. Could have told you that was gonna happen. Fresh, can you hear us?
I can hear you all.
Oh, okay, good. Just making sure. Okay, we've reconnected. Yeah. I've got people at the house tonight, so of course it's probably gonna be in and out, but we'll keep it going. No. So again, this movie, the trailers that we saw during our pre-roll were Jerry Warren movies that were made. The first one, Man Beast, which was the first trailer we saw, that was Jerry Warren's first horror film, came out in 1956. Tonight's film, he wrote in 56 and then shot it in 57 and kind of released it in 57. But for whatever reason, when you look on Wikipedia and IMDb, the release year of tonight's film is 1959. So it took a while, but it was wide released on a double bill with the other trailer that we saw, the Incredible Petrified World, something Petrified World, which is another Jerry Warren film, which I think he did after Teenage Zombies. Teenage Zombies kind of sat on a shelf a little bit. And that's just because Jerry Warren didn't really like put too much into the artistry of his filmmaking. It was more about, if I've got stock footage, let's use it. And then everything else, any plot that I've got, I'll just have actors deliver in conversation in one static wide shot that goes on for 7 minutes long and explains the whole plot. And then I'll have some bizarre action scene take place right after that.
Would you say that he's a corner cutter?
Yeah, I think he's like what's worse than a corner cutter, and I think that's what Jerry Warren is. And you'll see, and we'll go into it, in our breaks tonight about just how much of a corner cutter he was. More kind of after tonight's film, he really went from making films that were for the most part fully original to kind of just taking other people's films and again, putting a little more exposition in it, and then new movie, bang, money. He was in it for the money. He'd be the first person to tell you. We have a great quote from him later about that, but he was definitely in it for the money. But there's some interesting behind the scenes stuff here. One of the actors in this movie went on to have a pretty illustrious career behind the camera, so we'll talk about that later. I thought that was really cool and surprising. But yeah, again, Jerry Warren directed, produced, wrote it, but we'll see in these credits that the screenplay is credited to Jacques Lecourtier, and that's his pseudonym. So it's I don't know why he went with that fancy French pseudonym, but that's I guess how he tried to make it seem a little more fancy than it was. It's not just me doing everything. See, I've got this Frenchman writing all my screenplays. It's great.
My French friend, you wouldn't know him.
You don't know him. Yeah, Jacques. Nope.
Jacques.
It's just Jerry. Don't be alarmed.
He goes to a different country. He wouldn't know him.
He doesn't go here. Yep, exactly. So yeah, it's gonna be stilted and ridiculous. And did I mention it's also an apecore film? Anything before we get into it tonight, boys?
Yeah, I got a couple dozen things I want to go over. You guys want to get comfy?
Oh yeah, I'm settling in. Let's hear what you got.
Nah, I got nothing.
I got zilch.
Nada, as it were.
And yeah, again, if I didn't mention, tonight's film is an apecore movie. I think we haven't.
Have we had an apecore movie in a bit?
This season, I don't think so. Last season, I think we had more than one, but off the top of my head, I can't for the life of me remember. But
it's two things. It's a zombie movie and it's an apecore movie.
Right. And again, but just before we go into it, this is still the pre-Romero version of zombies. Keep in mind, you won't see any flesh eating. This is strictly, it's voodoo zombie rules, but there's no voodoo involved.
It's more mind control, less undead.
100%. It is all science-based, I believe, or more science-based. So don't get your hopes up. No flesh-eating zombies. But yeah, we get some zombies and an ape. So, and some other things, but you guys will see. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So on that note, I think Fresh, if you have it queued up,
I do.
then we're gonna go ahead and get into the exciting beginning of Teenage Zombies right now. And I have no clue why the credits are so dark, but that's just the way it is. And this score sounds pretty good, but it's obviously all music from another thing that he recycled. And the name at the top there, Don Sullivan, may not sound familiar to you guys, but of course, he was the saddest boy in Texas, as Evan pointed out on Wednesday, from the Giant Gila Monster. So, you know, same role here. Leader of the teens, you know.
Was he gonna play another ballad?
Oh God, I hope not. I can't.
Brought the old 6-string.
Can't deal with another cheesy clap and sing ballad. Just can't do it. Old Jerry. Over at the malt shop. That's all they need in this movie is a dog.
Didn't see the person standing beside him. All I saw were two hands come from his left side.
You want anything more? No, Dottie's waiting for me. I gotta leave in a couple of minutes. 2 malts, 50 cents. Here's your chance, Kelly. Double or nothing. How do I know you've got the other half? Kelly, sometimes I don't think you're ever gonna get rich. Sometimes I worry about that myself. Oh, we can't do it. I've been working all week on my boat, and it's running real good, and we're gonna go water skiing. Oh, you guys, what a drag. All you ever do is water ski. You wanna come along?
Yeah, bro, because it's fun.
I promised Dottie. Anyway, she's waiting for me at the stable.
Fun fact,
Can't you see there's more to life than water skiing.
Water skiing, and I'll pick you up at 4 o'clock at the stable.
No, you haven't seen the bumper sticker on the back of my hot rod. It says "Live to Ski."
Well, okay. I'll tell Dot, and I'll meet you at 4.
Tell her I said to keep an eye on you.
Oh, yeah, and check the stirrups. A big wind might come up. Very funny.
Oh
yeah, Mike, where you going? I'll never tell. What's the matter with him? Oh, he's been eating too much hay. He doesn't want to go water skiing. Wow. I mean, how weird can you get, huh? Are you ready?
Oh,
yep,
bro, so lit.
Ham's
Bro,
making a
so
Who's this,
lit.
Kramer?
We're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
In the boat?
Yeah, he's Kramer.
An island.
An island?
Yeah, it's a real gas.
I have the wrong link, dude.
I've been all over that
Stop
island,
it.
and I've never seen any island.
Oh
You have the
no.
wrong link in the doc.
Stop!
I might be watching one that you guys already watched.
I pasted it in. God dang it. Hold
Are
on,
you
Fresh.
gonna
I got
believe
it.
this scam?
Okay.
He's always coming up with some long shot. This time it's an island.
I've done this
All right.
multiple
I'll tell you what
times.
I'll do. If that island
I was
isn't
like,
there,
what you guys are saying
I'll
isn't
buy 2
lining
new
up with
cars
what I'm
for
seeing.
the boat, and I'll put them both in my shop.
Come on, Red. Let's find out.
All right.
I swear. I did that to me earlier. I clicked on it and it gave me the wrong thing. I was like, how could this be? All right,
I
Fresh.
told you this island was here. Nobody ever believes me.
Funny we never knew about it.
We do now. And it'll make a crazy spot for beach parties.
Let's take a look around.
Yeah, let's.
Okay, hold on, Fresh. Tell me if this worked. Okay, that should work.
That worked.
Okay, thank God.
Welcome to the movie, Fresh.
Where are you guys at? Thanks.
They're walking around on the island. They got to this island very fast. Oh, guess what? YouTube took us down already, guys.
Already?
Already.
Jesus Christ.
Well, they interrupted it. We'll see if they They probably won't let us back. It's all right. So basically, Fresh, I don't know if you've using the stream to see where we're at, kind of.
Yeah, I did. I'm good.
Okay. But basically, they're like, let's go water skiing, and then the Kramer guy was like, let's go to this, I know this cool island we can go to, and now they're wandering around on this island.
What are you guys doing? Well, we're going jet skiing. Going jet skiing, Kramer. Oh, you're going jet skiing? Well, I know an island.
I know this great island. Got a buddy there. Just terrific stuff with science.
I don't know, an island, Kramer?
Dead or something.
Yeah, that was basically what you missed, Fresh.
So this is some island. Great place for beach parties.
Let's get out of here.
Oh shit! You think she saw us?
Well, you're not even hiding. They're just standing there.
They run off.
Classic teenagers just trespassing like nothing's wrong with it. Oh, we didn't know anybody lived out here. Yeah, right.
The boat's gone.
Nah.
It doesn't say no trespassing.
You didn't say that we couldn't do it.
Well, they couldn't have taken it far.
You didn't say we couldn't trespass on private
There are
property.
people on this island.
Maybe it floated out.
No, I tied it real good. Well, let's not get panicky. It has to be somewhere on the shore, so let's circle around it.
Let's split up, gang. How long is this gonna go on for? 5 minutes? I'm already getting a bad feeling about all this walking. keep going.
Very dramatic music.
Keep walking. You just see Jerry yelling off camera.
Yeah, keep going. Just walk into the bush.
Look really confused.
Where's the boat? Guys, where's the boat?
I thought you were keeping track of the boat.
So dramatic.
This music does not fit what they're doing.
Oh my god, it does feel like 5 minutes. It has been going on for a while now.
So they wander around for a while.
So did they just circle the whole island?
This sure beats me. No landing, dock, or anything. They might have tied it up at a better place. We better go see.
Not me. Julie and I will wait for you here.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Zombies.
Zombie alert.
This is what happens when you go to North Sentinel Island.
Well, the kids who ran off. How do you do?
Good afternoon, ma'am. We're looking for a boat.
A boat?
I tied it
I'm
up
not
down at the
selling a
beach
boat.
about an hour ago, and now it's gone.
Won't you come in? I'll get you a soft drink.
I saw a video that started like this one time.
Can I get you a soft drink? Can I get you some pop?
From my triple refrigerator.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, man, this kitchen is something else, dude.
It's like a commercial kitchen.
I've been here all day.
Well, someone took it.
She's an eccentric chef slash witch.
You'll
Lives
just give
on
us
an
our
island.
boat back. We won't come back anymore.
But I've told you, I haven't taken your boat.
I love how the sound is like it sounds like they're recording it in a very like acoustically awful room.
Yeah.
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 We walked all around this island. Now, where do you keep your boats?
Like it's worse than if they were just in a kitchen.
And I love it's just one static shot. And we're getting all this like plot.
We have no use for boats here.
It sounds like they're recording the audio in someone's garage.
Do you remember that boat we saw last month without any skiers?
Yeah, they must have been headed here.
Whoever you saw, I'm sure was going elsewhere.
Oh, I didn't even realize we cut in closer. It's just the same angle, but closer.
But I think you know where our boat is, and we want it.
Yeah, the famous jump zoom.
If that's the way you want it, we're gonna go see the sheriff.
Yeah. You certainly have a lot of courage. It's very flattering.
The sheriff, dude? What?
The island sheriff.
Yeah.
Where are they?
I'll find out for you.
Hey, everywhere has a sheriff.
Ivan, are the two girls there?
What does 3 rings mean? 1 for yes, 2 for no, but 3?
3 for maybe.
3 is just yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, 1 for yes, 2 for yes, yes.
Come with me.
What is this crazy place?
I love how they're just in a house, you
Yeah.
know? Like, they're not in some sound stage. They're just in somebody's house.
Come on, Johnny. She has a whole fridge full of pop. She can't be all bad.
Let's see what she's got in the basement. Ah.
This is where she keeps the good stuff.
This feels like a Hansel and Gretel kind of situation. Lured into this house.
I would totally fall for this, dude. I love
a soft
soda.
drink.
He's very strong and sometimes forgets himself. If you behave yourselves, he'll not hurt you.
That's always a pet peeve with dialogue for me, is when they use, like, somebody uses a similar word or the same word 2 sentences in a row.
Your other question.
Like she just said yourselves and
And none
selves,
of you
like,
will leave here.
like in the.
Instead, you
It's a
will
little pet
help me
peeve.
in some very important work. No one asked you here, but your curious nature will in turn aid me very much.
Look, what kind of
Line.
a big joint is this?
Place of research and
Yeah,
discovery.
those cue cards are
Place for science
just
to
off
see
camera
with
there
stupid
on the right.
politicians.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah?
Instead, you will
Well, you won't
help
get
me.
away with it. We've got some friends waiting for us. When we don't show up, they're gonna follow us out here looking for us, and they're gonna bust up this whole weird place.
Please let us go.
Weird.
We'll promise never to tell anyone about it. I'm afraid that's impossible. And as far as someone discovering this island, well, that doesn't bother me in the least. You'll have to excuse me now. I have work to do. Remember what I said. Behave yourselves, and you won't get hurt. Come on.
Yeah, well, what are they gonna do locked up in those cages? How are they not gonna behave themselves? Oh, I saw Boom Shadow. See, yeah, S-Sync knows what I'm talking about.
Hey, kid, what you doing? I'm looking for Red. You seen him?
Well, not since you were here this morning.
How about Skip or Julie?
No, they all left together right after you did.
They were supposed to pick Dottie and me up 2 hours ago at the stables.
They went out in the boat, didn't they?
Yeah.
You think they might have had an accident?
I don't know. When they didn't show up at the stables, I thought maybe Reg might have forgot. But since they haven't been here either, I don't know what that thing is.
Yeah, they ditched you. They're not your friends, bro.
I guess they could have paddled in. It wouldn't have taken them this long.
Where's Dottie?
Well, she's still waiting down at the stables.
You know, Maury, I've never been out there, but I understand those waters can be treacherous at times. I think the wisest thing for you to do is go see the sheriff. You'll know what to do.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I'll get Tommy to drive you out. Better stop by and pick up Dottie first.
The soda jerk with a heart of gold. You know, that's what they used to call
a soda jerk.
Soda jerk.
Oh my gosh.
I think I've heard that. Maybe that's not what that means, but I think that's what that was.
He's jerking the soda, you know.
You know, you gotta jerk it out.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I can't talk to him. I'm terrified of sheriffs.
I hope so. I'm Maury Timms. I live over in Compton County. So does Dottie.
Yep, soda jerk.
Well,
that's
we went
right.
water
Yep.
skiing today.
Yep.
No, I mean, we didn't go
Formal
water
job
skiing.
title
We
of the
went horseback
drugstore
riding.
assistants who operated
Well,
soda
Reg and the other
fountains.
kid-
Oh, let me tell you, Maury.
He looks ridiculous being so high up
Here's me running
in that
around
window.
here. They went water skiing, and they were supposed to
little
pick us
window.
up at 4 o'clock.
At the stable.
Yeah, it looks like he's too tall for the
But they
room.
didn't come. Not at 4 or 5 or 6.
What kind of a boat did they have?
Well, it's got a homemade hull and a souped-up V8 engine.
Whoa.
Was it likely to break down?
Well,
Oh.
no, I don't think so. You
V8
see, Reg,
engine in a
well, he
boat?
keeps it in tip-top
You
condition
say a
all the time.
homemade hull?
I think you better
Yeah.
talk to the sheriff about that.
Oh man, we know all about that fiberglass hull, man, don't we? Oof.
And then we heard a loud boom.
Some little banging noises. We thought that might be promising, but unfortunately.
All right. Let's hear all about it.
Well,
Quick,
we were
to the
afraid
sheriff
the boats tipped
mobile.
over something because they were supposed to pick us up a long time ago.
What direction they went?
No, they just went
I
water
got my
skiing, no
cowboy
special
hat on. I'm in
direction.
sheriff
We
mode.
have about 800 square miles of water out there. That'll be difficult for us to search an area like
But
that.
you gotta do something. You just gotta.
That'll be pretty hard.
Understand me. We'll do the very best we can. of
I
course.
love that it's like switching angles,
Reagan to
but
pick
it's
up
like
the
the same fucking
You and I will
angle.
leave at 5 in the morning.
Can we
It's
go
just
with
jump cutting, dude.
I'm
And
afraid
it
not,
is pretty
miss.
bad
It's
jump
practically
cutting.
dark. Do you kids have a car?
Well, no, not one of my own.
Then I'll drive you two home.
And imagine
Right,
telling
we
the
could drive
sheriff
down
our
to
friends
Reggie's
went
car.
out on a jet ski
I'd like to drive it.
and we have
Reggie
no
just
idea
like to leave
where.
it outside.
All right.
Yeah, it's such a convincing sheriff's office. Definitely not just somebody else's house.
It's a different part of the same house.
Yeah, I think so. That was just the bar area that we were looking at.
Wow, nice sheriff boat.
Alright, how many minutes are we gonna get of them searching the water? Come on, get out of here.
Looking around, really concerned.
Hey, protect the tigers in the house.
Hey, protect the
welcome,
tigers.
welcome. Getting into some teenage zombies tonight. And, so far, no zombie. Well, yeah, the one, the
We've
guy.
got Ivan the zombie.
Ivan the zombie.
We've got some teenagers and Ivan the zombie.
So there's your teenagers and there's your zombie. There were some workers who were like plowing a field or something that I guess.
Yeah,
were,
I guess those are probably zombies.
Oh, it's zombies. Oh my god, it's like painfully dragging us out. slow.
Slow.
I'm sorry, son. Nothing yet.
You know, any other editor would have cut off the first like 12 seconds of that.
I wish there was something we could do to help. Hey, let's take one of Wally's boats and look around. Wally
Boat's
won't mind.
drifting away.
It's literally just drifting away.
Yeah, they just steal a boat. You're gonna get them for
That's what it looked like.
what would you call that? It's not Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Boat
See?
Boto.
See,
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, yep, yeah. Protect the tigers. I mean, you know what? Yeah, when you've seen enough of these old horror movies, it's yeah. I mean, you're rolling the dice every time, and this one certainly, you could call it bad. I mean, I have fun. I have fun with how static Jerry Warren's stuff is because you can still put it out and you got a movie, like minimal effort.
Jump cuts everywhere.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be good.
It doesn't have to be good. It just has to be a movie.
It just has to be 70 minutes long.
So the Asylum weren't the first to do it.
No.
You know, as we were pulling up, I could have sworn I saw somebody walking.
You must be
So
carried
their
away.
boat's been stolen
They
now
were
too,
here, we'd
right?
have seen the boat.
Of course.
Look!
But they stole it, so it's like a Robin Hood thing at this point. If
Right.
it gets stolen.
Yeah.
I told you I saw somebody. Come on!
So now they're off the hook because it's actually like the other person has stolen it.
Right.
Yeah, they were just borrowing it. They were gonna bring it back till someone else stole it.
I don't know if that's where the break is, Fresh.
No, it's not.
Okay.
Come here.
Wow, costume change. Look at her. She's,
Yeah.
I mean, in one day, my goodness.
She's getting all dressed up for her new guests.
Are you looking for someone?
We saw a man back there. We were trying to find him.
Yeah, The Brain That Wouldn't Die is a great,
Can I help
good,
you?
bad movie.
Well, I guess you can.
We made a lot of Seinfeld jokes when we watched that last
Sorry,
season.
buddy. 4 kids in a boat around here yesterday.
Well, I'm sure he didn't. Neither did I. You see, we were both inside all day yesterday.
Do you live here?
Of course.
Yesterday.
Would you like to take a rest?
Friday,
No,
Saturday, Sunday.
There's a boat around here yesterday.
We better get going. You see, we're searching the water for our friends. We think they might have
Wednesday.
Why, that's terrible.
Tuesday,
I find them safe and well.
Tuesday,
Capital
Or something before you go,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
No, I think not. Thanks anyway. I bet you don't get many visitors out here.
Golly gee
No one ever
willikers.
comes here.
I'm just so flustered.
Well, goodbye. Thanks for the information.
Whoa.
Nervous kid.
Very nervous. And that is going to take us to our first break. Maybe? Fresh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Very
Sorry.
good. No, very good. Very good. And that was the first third of Teenage Zombies. So what do we think so far, boys?
Well, it's a pretty typical, you could say, setup.
Right.
These kids go to this island, and we've literally seen a film just like they go to an island, their boat gets taken, they're stuck on this island.
Mm-hmm. Again, yeah. I before the show, I told Evan it's a little like Bloodlust, but instead of a manhunter, it's a mad scientist. And
I will say it's interesting that the lead villain, I'm assuming that the woman is the lead villain, but that it is a woman.
Right.
It's usually a man in these movies.
Yeah, usually, especially if you can afford a Bela Lugosi type or, Jerry Warren worked a lot with John Carradine. But, yeah, this actress who's playing the Her name is Dr. Myra, and she's being played by an actress named Catherine Victor, who was kind of Jerry Warren's go-to, actress for very like, usually she's an antagonist. She's playing some kind of an antagonist, and she's very good at being arch and being
she walked into the room and like my immediate like thing, okay, that's the bad guy. This witch has walked into the scene.
Mm-hmm. She's very good at giving those vibes, and she was basically in almost every movie that Jerry Warren made. I think this was the first movie that they made together. Of course, it was only his second film. And then she was in pretty much every one up to his last one. Yeah, it's a nice touch, right? It is different from your,
Yeah, we've already seen it like some technical stuff that's maybe not the best in this film so far, but
right.
I'll say I like the villain.
Right. Yeah, I think that's good. I find the technical shortcomings to be endearing. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it that I'm like, oh, if only it was this easy,
Yeah, it comes off, it's got that kind of like amateurish, like shot in your house kind of energy that it feels that like this is the kind of amateur indie kind of vibe.
No, it is definitely given that off for sure. We are definitely just in somebody's house for like most of this movie, which is it's fun. And I mean, obviously the dialogue is very amateurish, and
the way that they're just dumping chunks of dialogue and exposition, maybe not the best.
In wide shots.
That's really the problem.
I don't think we've seen a single close-up up to this point. We've had some mediums, but no close-ups. And it's really odd for even Manos, I think, at least had close-ups, It's that's kind of the weird thing about this movie, but that's Jerry Warren.
Do you think that's like a camera thing? Like they just didn't have, I mean, I don't know what kind of camera they're using, but do you have to use like a different lens if you're doing a close-up or?
Yeah, you use different lenses, and I think that they had like a B camera unit because it's kind of interesting. So Jerry Warren's wife, Breanne Murphy, she was the production manager on this film, but she plays one of the girls that I think is in the cage right now. Not the girlfriend of the main guy, but the other girl. And she was also, at this time, was getting into cinematography. And so she was like kind of being the DP for the B unit, for the B camera. And I don't know why they didn't do the. Like,
it's odd.
It's odd, right?
Like,
it's odd.
It calls attention to itself almost.
It is very noticeable. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is. It's definitely lacking. It's causing it to kind of like, it's just so static, right? It's so static and so stagey, and but so yeah, they had more than one camera, and I mean, Jerry Warren was just not the kind to really put too much effort in to.
Is this a corner cut moment?
Big time.
It's just easier and faster to just shoot it all wide
and
static.
I mean, again, this is a movie that was, written in a week on his honeymoon. Yeah, wrote it, like had finished Man Beast on his honeymoon. And I think in Man Beast, his future wife,
I'm sure his wife loved that he was writing this movie on his honeymoon.
I mean, she had played the titular Man Beast in Man Beast, like she wore that costume. So then, of course, go on a honeymoon right after that, write Teenage Zombies. And they're like, all right, yeah, I'll be the production manager and I'll play one of the girls. Like, She just
was he honeymooning on an island? Is that why?
That's interesting. Maybe that's how he got the inspiration. Like, this just would be the perfect place for a horror movie.
Yeah, if there was just a bunch of zombies.
I don't think we
witch
can give
character.
Jerry Warren that much credit, honestly. I don't think he was that inspired. Again, he wrote it in 1956 when they were on their honeymoon, and they shot it in 1957. And I mean, he had made one movie before this, which we saw the trailer for. It looked like they used a lot of stock footage. I don't think they're using as much here. This is more of a Jerry Warren original than anything else. And we'll see that with the trailers that we're going to watch next. We're going to watch some trailers for Jerry Warren films that came after this. And basically, after tonight's film, what he would do was he would buy foreign films, usually out of Mexico, and he would re-edit them, retitle them, and shoot a couple extra scenes to pad out the running time, usually with Catherine Victor, who's playing the mad scientist tonight. And bam, you got a new movie. So he did that a few times, and one of the trailers that we're gonna see is for, what is it? It's not, what is it? Not Creature of the Walking Dead doesn't make any sense, but it's something like that. It's Creature of the something, or something of the Living Dead. I don't know.
It's a surprise.
But I think that was a film out of Mexico. And another film that was out of Mexico that he retitled and shot some stuff for. He released under the title Face of the Screaming Werewolf, which is a trailer we have seen before. And I don't know if it was him or the production crew out of Mexico that got Lon Chaney Jr. for that movie, but Lon Chaney Jr. is in it, and he's playing the werewolf.
Okay, good.
And his makeup looks very much like the Universal Wolfman makeup, but he's moving really slow. Like, he's like supposed to be climbing, like scaling up a building, and he's got a woman over his shoulder. It's not a dummy. It's like a woman. And he's moving really slow. And this was in the early to mid 60s when Lon Chaney Jr. was basically on the way out. About the time that he did Spider Baby, which we watched a few seasons ago. Creature of the Walking Dead. Thank you, Fred. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right?
It doesn't make sense.
What did you say the other one was called?
Oh, and the other one's Face of the Screaming Werewolf. So yeah, Jerry Warren titles just don't make sense.
Strange titles.
Just strange titles, right? And
just throw shit together.
It's really what he does. Yeah, he's just throwing shit together. And then the other trailer is it's actually for an American film that it wasn't quite complete, so the producers hired Jerry Warren to film some extra footage to pad it out, and it was released as Blood of the Man Devil. So again, another title that is just absolutely, that's just really, they're not grammatically incorrect, but there's something about them that it just they don't make sense at all. But
it was like a Mad Lib.
It is
blank
like,
of the blank.
Yeah, and you get words together. No, that doesn't really fit, I don't think. But Blood of the Man Devil was actually, when it was released on TV, it was retitled House of the Black Death, which is kind of better, but not much better. It's still a little clunky, but that one's got Lon Chaney Jr. and John Carradine in it. But of course, they don't share any scenes together. I think Jerry. I mean, it was a hodgepodge movie, and Jerry Warren just filled out some extra time hiring Catherine Victor again to play like the leader of a witches' coven, which is somehow it's related to the main plot, but not. I mean, that's the thing. Like, this used to happen all the time back in the day. Like, you got to pad a movie out, so you shoot new footage, but sometimes those two footages could be a decade apart, and it's like you got the same actor, but now their haircut is different and they're looking older, and like it's just it worked. It worked. I mean, you could still do it nowadays and it would work. I mean, that's what the beauty of Tubi and all these streaming sites. I mean. Doesn't have to be good. It just has to be a certain number of minutes. You would be surprised. Go watch fucking House Shark on Tubi and you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah, so many terrible shark movies and Amityville movies on Tubi like you wouldn't believe, and they're all pretty bad. But that's kind of like the Jerry Warren style. So very like static shots. It's all the same stuff. But we're gonna see these 3, and then we've got 3 because they're short trailers. So we're gonna see these 3 Jerry Warren horror movie trailers, and then when we come back, we're going to get into the exciting middle of Teenage Zombies. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Out of the dark, forbidden forest of ghostly, there was created an evil structure that would become a curse to all. This would be known as the frightening, the evil House of the Black Death. See Lon Chaney as the Black Magician who carried out the command of Satan. John Carradine as the leader of a cult dedicated to the task of unleashing demons upon the world. Never before has a motion picture captured the fright, the stark, terrifying horror, the chills, the uncanny thrills that are to be found within the walls of this castle of evil.
And we are back. So, yeah.
Crazy titles.
Crazy titles. Face of the Screaming Werewolf. Lon Chaney looks great there in the makeup. Action-wise, it's a little sad. But, and Blood of the Man Devil, aka House of the Black Death, I tried to watch it like a couple months ago, and then you can just tell, like, I don't think Jerry Warren shot the stuff with Lon Chaney Jr. Apparently it was just like, even Jerry Warren said it was just like unusable. It was like they didn't even know what they were shooting. They didn't have a script. They shot all this random stuff, which I believe like doesn't even have dialogue, like the Chaney stuff. Like it's like they had to shoot it silent. So Chaney is like, you kind of saw it in the trailer. He's like gesturing really like
pantomime
big. Yeah. And like, well, and yeah, and I don't know. Did you use that word very purposefully, kind of in reference to like his background, or did you just kind of
a pantomime guy?
Well, you remember? So I can't remember what Chaney movie it was that we watched. Maybe you weren't here. Maybe it was when I watched Indestructible Man with Fresh. But we watched a TV show appearance that Lon Chaney Jr. did where he talked about how he learned the skill of pantomime from his father, because his father's parents were deaf. They were, I think they were deaf. And so Chaney had like Lon Chaney Sr., like, because the reason that he was one of the greatest actors in the world was because he had learned like sign language and the skill of pantomime, like through like communicating with his parents. And so he passed that on to Lon Chaney Jr. And so like Lon Chaney Jr. really did relish those opportunities where he got to go big with it, and he got to, it kind of harkened back to his roots.
Yeah.
And
remember your training, Lon.
Yeah, I mean, when they said, "Oh, hey, Lon, we can't afford the sound equipment for this movie, so we're just gonna shoot this stuff silent." Silent, you say? This is what I've been waiting for. No, I mean,
I just liked his little horns.
Yeah, the horns there. He plays like, he and John Carradine play these like brothers who are like spawns of Satan, like Belial and something else. I can't remember their names, but it is, obviously I'm really just watching it to see what they do, but like trying to get the plot with, the Jerry Warren stuff cut in, it's just so like hard to follow. It lost my attention pretty quick. And I don't think it's public domain. If it was, we would definitely show it. But I don't know that it is. But those were Jerry Warren's films in the like early to mid 60s. And that was his cheap way of that was his way of cutting corners, as Evan phrased it earlier. Just buy somebody else's movie on the cheap, do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, bang, new movie, money's coming in.
He's economical.
Economical. That's definitely the word you can use with Jerry Warren, for sure. So, yeah, we're about to get into the exciting middle of Teenage Zombies, and so far we've got these teenagers are all caged up, and I'm sure they're gonna wile their way out of those cages pretty quick, but we're gonna see what happens. Any thoughts about what we predict for the middle? I mean, we haven't seen the ape yet. The ape has not yet appeared.
Our two rescuers, were they also locked up? Did I miss that?
I think we just went to break as they left the house.
Okay, that's right.
So I don't think
we've still got the two kids on the loose.
Yeah,
our very nervous hero.
Yeah, our all G Willikers best friend. Yeah, the best friend character. I've got to find my friends. They're missing.
The guy who almost had a panic attack trying to ask the sheriff for help.
Yeah, well, you know, he realized he had a dime bag in his pocket, and it just wasn't. Oh fuck! I
can't walk out now. It'll be too obvious.
they're gonna figure it out. Yeah, he's definitely up to
just
something.
a wreck.
He's hot.
He's got anxiety.
That's what it is. That's what it is. So yeah, we'll get back to our anxious Andy. I don't know what the fuck the guy's name is. We'll see. I'm sure their boat's gone.
Who could have guessed?
Who could have guessed? I definitely don't remember I don't remember any of their subplot in the movie. I kind of remember the basic, like, big ridiculous stuff, which we're about to get into. So get ready, strap in for it as we get into the exciting middle. If Fresh
and only if
has it queued up.
I do.
Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get into the exciting middle of Teenage Zombies right now.
Oh, what do you know?
Oh. They spared the boat.
All right, I guess we'll go home.
All right, sick. Roll credits.
And we never saw our friends again. And now his long pants are all wet. Freaking, I'd hate that.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit. Here we got some close-ups now. Yeah, that's when you know things are getting really bizarre.
They're looking for their friends who also went missing.
Yeah. These mysterious black-suited, these men in black.
She summoned her lawyers.
That's what it is. Her lawyer and her accountant. We've got to see how much this mad scientist lab is actually bringing in year over year. It's time to review the quarterly reports.
Who were those snoopers we saw by the water?
Just some kids looking for their friends.
I don't
Yeah,
like people around here.
snoopers.
There's too much at stake.
You know people are of no concern.
Yeah, I like that.
Besides, I'm the one who
Snoopers.
has to stay here, not you.
The snoopers we had around
Slip up
here.
now will ruin everything.
You don't have to worry. I know exactly what I'm doing.
That's what we.
I love how it looks like they just have,
How is the
like,
work progressing?
you know,
Very
the
well.
Fresnel light just blasted on her.
We're on that
She's
line now.
radiant. Look at her. She's
What do
glowing.
you expect in 4 months?
We expect results. We must have results, and soon.
Tell me, Doctor.
Are you
what's
ready for the
chance of
show?
finishing the research within 6 weeks?
You're on, you're
You
on.
mean the research or the actual completion of a perfect capsule?
I mean the completion of 5,000 capsules, ready to drop.
I've received orders from the east. Now we must move in another direction unless your capsules are ready in time.
You mean hydrogen bombs?
Yes.
Fools. The stupid fools. What good is land that you can't use or go near for years?
You know, of course, that we don't control these things.
Well, what about it? Can you speed up the work?
It is possible. But I've run into a factor that may give us trouble. Come and see for yourself.
So this is the late 50s, so you're getting some Cold War intrigue mixed into this. So the East, aka Russia. Well, Soviet Union at that time, to be more precise.
This is the first capsule that was used on Subject 1. It proved much too strong, as the subject died in 5 hours.
Damn, that was some strong acid, huh? That's what these capsules are,
I
right?
worked out this highly concentrated buffer and tested it on 4 separate subjects.
That's you got to have a buffer, right?
About 0 consistency.
You have a buffer for the acid.
To buff out all the acid.
Right. Oh my God.
If you'll notice, the subjects are direct opposites. One has no spark, no desire for anything. The other teems with rage.
What about that fellow we saw last month? His reaction was perfect.
Ivan, the perfect slave.
This shot's moderately interesting. And then that, I don't know what's going on.
It almost looks like they're against a green screen.
We have the epitome of civilization.
In the bombing of the United States, how many would turn out like him?
Not enough to take care of the wild ones. You couldn't possibly drop the pellets as they now exist.
Then you must find out what it is about Ivan that produced the effect.
I've performed every practical test on him. His body chemistry is basically the same as the rest.
Well, you'll have to figure it out.
I don't believe it can be done in short time. But there is an alternative.
What's that?
It might prove dangerous. But if time is of the essence...
Here, come into my lab.
I
It's
worked
just
out
a
a formula
table.
using a completely different paralyzing agent. It rushes
cage,
directly
is
to
that
the
a rat?
nervous system.
I think
It can
so.
be dropped as a gas.
Or
And
an actual
also
guinea
it would be
pig.
difficult to detect in the American water systems.
Is it dangerous to us?
Not in the way you would imagine. The problem is, it can be counteracted.
You mean it's not lasting?
Effective and lasting. Until someone discovers what would bring the subjects back to normal.
Can't you do something?
What is it? What is
Strengthen
it?
You want the people alive and strong so they can work and obey their superiors. If I increase the gas, they'd mostly die.
But if they cannot think for themselves,
So it's
how can they
gas
possibly reason a
capsules.
counteragent would help?
Something like that.
That's where
They're
we
gonna
would
win
have
the
to
Cold
Yo,
War.
this shit is gas.
They're gonna win the Cold War by dropping a bunch of
I'll
zombie
give you a
gas
demonstration.
capsules on the USSR.
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. On America.
Oh, on America.
Yeah, they're USSR.
Mm.
Ivan, I'm preparing a test. Be ready to stand by.
They're gonna turn everybody into zombies, just like the Russians.
Yep.
You'll now be able to see the effect taken by a near-human subject.
A near human subject?
I think you'll agree this one has plenty of fight in him.
Ray Corrigan.
Dude, I wish this suit is even cheaper than a Crash Corrigan suit. They rented it from like a costume shop.
And now we tame the savage beast.
Even as a kid, I just thought this was the
Come and get him.
weirdest, hokiest lab I had ever seen. Like, with the window back there like that and everything, it's just so weird.
I won't even have to lock him up anymore. Although, unlike a man, he's not useful. After I run some tests, Ivan will destroy him.
Did you say like a man, he's not useful? Damn, she's cutting it. She's cutting hard, man.
That Ivan?
I think so.
He appears to have no conscious feeling at all.
From now on, he'll move exactly as he's directed.
If only this could be permanent.
If only we hadn't been betrayed. We'd have the time.
What are you talking about? Who betrayed us?
Do you remember Felix, our contact in South America? The one that helped you with the passport?
Very well. I last saw him in Buenos Aires.
The reason that passport looked so good was because it was a legitimate one. We recently found out that he was a United States federal agent.
Where is he now?
Dead. But we don't know whether or not he had enough time to contact his office about this operation.
So much intrigue.
Yeah, there's a surprising amount of backstory in this.
They'd soon find this place.
Then it's up to you.
Jerry Warren, you're gonna get a lot of plot in the dialogue. You gotta
Then I'll hurry
pay
along with the
attention.
final test. I have 4 human
That's what a
subjects to
movie
you.
is to Jerry Warren.
The friends of those kids you saw outside.
Are you sure they won't be back?
I rather doubt it. But if they do, we can handle it.
We better stay here a few days, just in case.
Security.
Would you send him right in, please?
I don't remember any of this shit.
Did you bring everything they found?
His suitcase contained mostly clothing and personal belongings. I have all the papers we located, but I'm afraid they
Why does
don't
this
help
guy's
us.
suit
He
seem
couldn't
like
carry
it's
anything of
ill-fitting?
importance with him.
It's too big.
If we do,
Yeah, it's
probably
way
won't
too
tell us much. The murderers undoubtedly checked his clothing.
This looks like the leader's room in Plan 9 from Outer
He
Space.
used the name Felos in Argentina and Mexico. Even the police
Curtain
in Buenos
behind
Aires were
him,
aware of his
desk.
identity.
We have other
Map.
agents in Buenos Aires. Why didn't he contact them?
Colonel, we felt this assignment was the most critical we've ever done. We tried to avoid any possible channel of detection, even our own agent.
The wide
Caution certainly didn't
exposition conversation is Jerry Warren, dude. This is the signature shot.
This might lead us to their headquarters. First, we're sending copies of this photo
Thank
to
God
every
a
law
close-up.
enforcement agency in the country. Every city,
back
county, and
to
state
that
officer will be
same
on the
place.
lookout for her. Second, we'll detach troops from bases in this area. and
Do you
cover
know
the
how
entire
hard it
state.
was for me to pan the
We'll finish
camera
there
to the
and move
left?
another until we've covered the western states, then move eastward.
I'll contact General Mundy for additional helicopters in that area.
General Mundy.
With your permission, sir, I'd like to also request
Monday,
a
Monday.
Marine Navy
Not
helicopter
General Tuesday.
and every reconnaissance
Tuesday.
plane the Air Force has available.
That's a big order. I hope we can fill it.
It must be filled. Do you realize, Colonel, that if we don't find their base to stop them now, before they distribute this gas in rivers and water supplies across the nation, we'll be able to save at best 20% of the population when they strike.
Okay. Oh, we're back.
Some planning.
That's it. Clean as a whistle. Come on.
We broke out. How much time can we waste with them
Trying to
struggling to unlock the cage?
Maybe we can help us.
Hurry, hurry, he's coming.
Does he have something, or is he just pulling on the lock?
He's got something. Act natural. I've got your lunch. Good zombie. Courteous zombie. This guy playing the zombie was a jazz disc jockey. And he didn't really act very much. He's like, oh, I don't have to say anything. Like, I'm just, okay, sure, I'll do it. Like,
Hey, you.
and I think he was quoted as saying, the movie was just terrible.
But he was clearly the standout role.
I mean, obviously, yeah. Ivan steals the show.
Every time he comes here, I'm afraid he's going to open the door. The way he looks at me.
I don't think he can do a thing unless he's told to. He must be under some powerful drug.
Maybe he can't hear us when we talk.
Damn, he really hit the nail on the head, huh?
Yeah,
Look, it's a good thing
that's
he didn't
what it
notice the
is.
broken lock.
He probably won't be back for a while. You'll have time to open ours.
No, I think we better wait till the last minute. Well, if he notices the broken lock, we'll be cooked.
It's just so static, it's confounding, right?
Getting out of these cages isn't even half the battle. If we can get through that hall and outside, we've got a chance.
The director had seen a movie before, right?
He can't swim.
It's like a play, right? It's like a play.
He started as an extra in like big Hollywood movies. I'm sure he went to the theater to see those movies, but
And what happens
again, cutting corners.
It's gotta be around here somewhere. And if there's anyone out there,
No. We'll get in a wide. We don't. What we got? We got to move on.
Now we'll be back before morning.
We don't have time.
Go. We don't have time to get all these
We'll
shots.
get that later.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
We'll fix it in post.
Except if anything goes wrong, we're still locked in here. Can't you fix this lock before you go?
I don't think we'll be as lucky with that one. We'll probably have to break it into pieces.
I mean, they're arguing about the fucking lock and getting the, like, what the hell? There's the pacing to this and the plot is like totally disconnected. I love it.
Forget it. We'll be back before daylight. And if they do catch us, we can't be any worse off than we are right now.
I don't know. I think it's not going to be good when they come back and you're gone. Oh, they didn't go anywhere.
Come on.
Why? Like, why do we need that passage of time? We had to wait for it to get dark. Sneak, 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 sneak.
Sneaking out after curfew.
Skip, come on.
Looking pretty bright out tonight.
Yeah. It was supposed to be, they said they were going out at night, right? We'll be back before sunlight.
It was a long walk to the beach.
I guess so. That's a little darker.
Another scene.
Another scene of just walking.
I mean,
oh my God.
At least this is, it's not just one wide angle.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, come on now, Jerry. This is a bit much. I need to make a movie that's got 3 minutes, like total. Now it's got like 5 minutes of walking. I think.
The sun's
walking down the same length of beach.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah. Sort of hate to face the girls.
I just want to throw
If I were a
rocks.
channel swimmer, I could make it in about 10 hours. We hadn't walked around so much, we could have built a raft. Wait a minute. We could still get a good start on it. You know, Skip, sometimes you really amaze me. Come on.
What? Their plan is to build a raft now?
Yep. We'll use these splintery planks.
Great.
Ah! Splinters!
How far off the mainland is this island? Like, this seems incredibly ill-advised.
Now, this is night.
Yeah,
What is happening? Whoa. Okay, I'm sorry. I
Never
don't
mind.
know what's happening right now.
Never mind.
What?
They spent all night building that raft, and now it's morning again.
We have to suspend our disbelief.
We did it.
Nice. Yep. You hide it. You go get the girls.
We'll hide this garbage raft. Because if anybody sees it, they definitely won't think, oh, it's just a pile of garbage.
This music
Fucking music,
is
dude.
way too big for what's happening.
It sounded like the movie was over.
Yeah, it did.
That was the climax.
We did it! Roll credits. Yeah, I mean, the music is really not bad, but it is not original to the movie, and it does not fit, yeah.
No. But it's okay. We're building a raft.
A raft?
It's our only chance.
I'm not gonna get on a raft.
Hey, we better get inside. They might be getting up. Right. And we better get some sleep.
Just paddle back to the mainland.
Where's the raft now?
Oh, come on. Reg is right. Let's get some rest. We hid it down by the water. Just keep your fingers crossed that they don't find it.
Name's Reg.
Good night.
Hello? The sheriff, please.
Oh, he's real nervous about it. Oh my god.
Talking on the phone.
Fucking window, dude. He looks like he's in a painting or something. He's like...
Yeah, Maury. Listen, we're on the boat today. We came across something real strange. We found the sign and we think the kids might be there.
I see. Well, look, Maury, I'm due to go out on a call right now.
The sheriff isn't here, so you'd better go see him in his home. His address is 233 Elmwood Road. Can you find it?
Well, yeah, I guess so. We're not too far from there. I'll leave right now and catch him. Thanks a lot. Goodbye.
And that is gonna take us to our second break. So that was the exciting middle of Teenage Zombies. What do we think so far, boys?
I'm loving the score so far.
That's definitely the most bombastic part of the movie, to be sure.
Yeah, during all the like revelations that this is a like Cold War conspiracy plot to overthrow the U.S., like the music was not. I think they got that and the raft building scenes music mixed up.
Yeah, a little bit, just a little bit. No, I mean it is so like slapdash. I'm sure that Jerry put the music on it that way too, and it's like, come on, this is like a big revelation. This is kind of a wild thing that there's a Cold War element to this whole mad scientist thing. There are some interesting ideas here, right? I mean, you know, Cold War sabotage. Let's dirty bomb the U.S. and
it's not what I was expecting from Teenage Zombies.
No.
This is way bigger than I was.
The teenagers were really absent for a good part of the second act.
Yeah, in the second act, the teenagers are just locked in a cage,
mm-hmm.
And they spend the entire time like debating on whether or not they should get out of the cage.
They spend literally a minute making a raft and 3 minutes walking around and 20 minutes locked in a cage.
Yeah,
and...
I will give it to them that it's good that they have an idea, like as far as horror movie victims go. Usually they're at least trying something, I guess, with the raft.
Right. Yeah, there's an escape plan.
There's like some I feel like I can see the writer looking at the situation. It's like, okay, what are the logistics of getting off of this island?
Right. It's not as phoned in as a lot of the other parts of the plot have been so far. It's a little more practical. Like, of course, like, all right, we're stranded on this island. What can we do?
Should we break out of this cage? Should we stay in the cage?
All that bullshit. Oh my gosh, dude. So much back and forth that it's like, it's not action. It's just unnecessary, dialogue when it comes down to it. But, I mean, definitely some interesting ideas in the mix. So
yeah, we'll see how it shakes out. We've got this. We've got our wimpy hero on the case.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got to have a win. You can tell he's especially in the 1950s, every friend group just has that one friend that's always the butt of the joke, always getting picked on.
The runt of the litter. He's gonna save the day.
Got this is his day. Yep, this is his time to shine. You gotta appreciate that. That's
we've got our underdog.
An underdog is gonna say that. I mean, we see it coming a mile away, but maybe it'll be satisfying. Like, he did it. Good for him. I mean, it's again interesting ideas going on here. The underdog's gonna save the day. You got a female mad scientist antagonist. Cold War intrigue, creating stakes. Like there is some interesting stuff going on with the plot.
These are some big honeymoon ideas.
Yeah. It's he's reading newspaper, all this shit about the Cold War, and it's just everything. Yeah, I mean, it's like a Mad Libs, like you said. Him and his wife are playing Mad Libs on their honeymoon, and boom, that's how you get teenage zombies. But I mean, I do think that it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, he doesn't understand action is what I think it comes down to. Action or even business with actors, right? Like the idea that, if you're going to give an actor a shit ton of dialogue, at least like have them explore the space, like, and move your camera accordingly. Like, if they're, give them something to do with their hands, give them a task to do as they're saying all this dialogue. Nope, not Jerry Warren. It's, here's your dialogue. And they just stand in that one spot and they say everything. And that goes on for 4 to 5 minutes. And that's, you got a movie, baby. I mean,
it's like a really bad play.
Yeah, I think that's actually a perfect way to describe it. Yeah, it's just a terrible, terrible play. And to be honest, Jerry Warren never really grew out of that. We saw the trailers in the first break for his early to mid 60s movies. And so after that, I think in 1966, he made a completely all original movie called, it was 66, and a completely original movie called, forgot to do original in quotations, called The Wild World of Batwoman, to cash in on the Batman craze of the mid 60s, because that's when the TV show with Adam West was super popular.
So was there a Batwoman
at this time? I'm not sure. I believe maybe
he had the original.
He did not. He did not. He got sued for copyright
Okay.
infringement. So, of course, he's wading into our territory, public domain, copyright, all that stuff. He realized pretty quick he did not have the copyright for that. But, he did it anyway. And when he got sued for infringement, he retitled it She Was a Hippie Vampire. Which doesn't really, again, she's wearing but those
hippies, they dress up like bats.
Yeah, how they are, how it is. But of course, the Batwoman is played by Catherine Victor, who plays the mad scientist, and again, was in most of Jerry Warren's other films. And
go-to lady.
Yeah, the ingenue for sure. And so Jerry Warren does that. At this point, he's divorced from his wife, who was the production manager and an actress in tonight's film. They divorced like 2 years after tonight's film was made. But he did Wild World of Batwoman in 1966, and then he just kind of retired basically for 15 years, and then decided to make a return. But during that time, his ex-wife, Brie Murphy, again, she had been on tonight's film doing some of the second unit camera work because she was interested in cinematography. She ended up becoming a DP and was the first female cinematographer for a major studio production.
Wow.
In 1980 with a movie with the unfortunate title of Fatso. And it was directed by a woman, Anne Bancroft, who was an Academy Award winning actress, also the wife of Mel Brooks, who produced the movie. And she's in the movie, and it's kind of like a comedy drama type of thing with Dom DeLuise. She and Brie Murphy was the DP for the movie. So, we'll watch the trailer and you'll see kind of, she's obviously knows how to light a scene and set up a scene much better than Jerry Warren, whoever he was hiring for it. And, the movie didn't do great, but that movie was the first time that, a female cinematographer, was the DP for a studio movie.
Very cool.
And she ended up, she got a Technical Academy Award, like a scientific and engineering thing, something with like a camera car rig or some kind of, like filming, driving. Like she helped come up with some kind of advancement for that. Like it's kind of crazy, anybody associated with a movie like Teenage Zombies would go on to get any kind of recognition by the Academy. So that was really cool. And then again, these are shorter trailers. So the third trailer we're going to see is for Jerry Warren's last film. So 15 years after Wild World of Batwoman, he decided he'd come back and make one more film, 1981's Frankenstein Island, which apparently he didn't learn anything in the time that he retired from movie making. He didn't watch any movies or realize how film plots had changed. And so he essentially just did the same thing that he did in the 60s, but in 1980. And so it is a really bizarre film. He got John Carradine to play the ghost of Dr. Frankenstein. I don't know. It's some weird thing. But it's all the hallmarks. You'll see it in the trailer. Really like flat, extended dialogue conversations. Catherine Victor plays a mad scientist. It's great. It's a lot of fun. And it's pretty terrible. And that's, his last film. So 3 trailers, 2 Jerry Warrens and one that was shot by his then ex-wife Brie Murphy, who's an actress in tonight's film. So these are going to be a lot of fun. And then when we come back, we're going to get into the exciting conclusion of Teenage Zombies. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Batwoman!
You may take your position, 14. Thank you, Batwoman.
You have your instructions, Neon. Carry them out. Neon, you idiotic fool! What do you think you're doing?
You must have switched the glasses, Batwoman. I only wanted to show you how wonderful they are. I only wanted to make you happy.
That's where you made your mistake.
Once upon a time, there was a little boy who loved to eat. And so he grew up to be a big boy who loved to eat. Yeah, Dom DiNapoli loved to eat. Now, Dom's sister, Antoinette, thought he should stop eating so much.
I made an appointment for you with Dr. Schwartzman.
Doctor who?
Dr. Schwartzman, the diet doctor.
So when Dom went on a diet...
Broiled chicken and kale and non-fat milk for me.
She was very happy. But when he didn't, she was very unhappy.
Son of a...
Now, Dom's brother, Frankie, thought he should go on a diet, too.
What makes you think there's even one drop of honey left?
So Dominic tried not to eat.
Do not give me these keys, no matter what.
And his brother was very happy. But it was no use. Dom DiNapoli, and he really loved to eat. And so he ate, and ate, and ate. And then he ate some more. And then one day, he met Lydia. And love became his steady diet.
Lydia.
Lydia. My name is Dom.
Dom DeLuise, M. Bancroft, Candy Azara, and Ron Carey in Fatso from 20th Century Fox.
Shipwreck survivor, unknown forces lie in wait at Frankenstein Island.
What have you done? Why are you in the cell?
What have I done? What do I do?
I'll show you. Look.
It could be a scientific breakthrough. But where would it end? What sacrifice of the psyche would be considered extreme when humans are used for experimentation? Ruthless science finds no limit, no boundary, and all because of the obsessions of one man.
Mark, I want you to listen to me. We've been friends a long time. Now, you owe something to that friendship.
Oh, Doc, you were yourself. You wouldn't be asking me to do anything different. Right, they've been feeding you dope ever since you got here.
Strange beings exist at Frankenstein Island. Strange compulsions. A secret lab with 7 million volts of power. It's a mind warp. Frankenstein Island. Rated PG. Parental guidance suggested.
Frankenstein Island. Yeah. So that was Wild World of Batwoman, Fatso, and Frankenstein Island trailers. Again, certainly I've never seen Wild World of Batwoman, but I don't know, it looks like a pretty poor play on the campy Batman of the 60s. And then Frankenstein Island, obviously. It's kind of wild that Jerry Warren got to, he got one more crack at it, and there was no progression in his ability level or anything. And I think that trailer shows it. Like, that was some pretty static shots of 4 people standing, like, all kind of half facing the camera, having a conversation.
They got the Frankenstein machine though.
Yep, they did. They got all the lab equipment. It's pretty wild. I mean, Kenneth Strickfaden, maybe, I guess he was still alive. He was kind of hurting for the cash at this time. He was the guy who made all of the Frankenstein lab equipment. He was a student of the real Tesla. Now most people think of electric cars when you hear the word Tesla, but of course, the man himself.
We think about Frankenstein.
I think about Frankenstein, certainly. And so, yeah, there's no Frankenstein lab equipment in this mad scientist laboratory. Just a bunch of beakers and more beakers and maybe a Bunsen burner. But no whirly gigs and sparky machines and coil ray shit. I don't know. It's all cool, wild stuff, but we don't get any of that tonight's film. And yeah, we're about to get into the exciting conclusion of Teenage Zombies.
How's he gonna do it? How's our wimpy hero gonna save the day?
Well, when we left off, he was making his way to the sheriff's office, but I think the sheriff obviously blew him off once. I think he's gonna have to swing big,
I think he's gonna. Do you think they're gonna steal a boat?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think you gotta figure out some way to come in there heavily armed, guns blazing, definitely with some kind of super heavy duty boat, right? Gonna come in with something souped up, so.
Right? They're gonna grab the soda jerk, team up.
Yeah, right. Yep. All of that. I mean, they've got their work cut out for them, obviously. I mean, when you have zombies at your disposal, fools start coming on your island, trying to ask you questions, poke around in your house. Maybe they shouldn't be found. That's what I say. I say
the right to bear zombies.
I say let the teens be turned into zombies. Otherwise, how's this title even going to make sense?
Yeah. Maybe some of the zombies out in the field were teenagers.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. Yep. We already saw them. They came and went. It was very quick. Those teens, they can't hold onto a job for very long. It's nature being a teenager. You figure out what works for you. On that note, anything before we get into it, boys?
So when you're a teenager, you find out what works for you, like being a zombie.
Exactly.
I really went through the zombie phase. I was finding myself.
Right. Finding yourself being controlled by someone else's thoughts. That's how you found true enlightenment. Well, maybe these teens will find it. Well, Fresh, you've got it queued up.
I do.
We're going to get into the exciting conclusion of Teenage Zombies right now. Extreme long shot driveway. Whoa. It's an elaborate door, huh?
Yeah, what is going on?
That must be the front door of the house that they're using for the...
I'm sure.
Why else would you use the kitchen door for them to come into the island house?
That's all right, but we still haven't found anything.
I hate that. That'd be like me using the porch door for one load. We've done that. We did that.
We have done that. That's why this is so endearing, because it's the same kind of amateurish shit that we've done.
Yeah, that's right. That is hilarious. I love thinking about it that way.
That must be Mullet Island. There used to be some buildings on it about 50 years ago.
That sounds like it. Well, anyway, we thought it was worth looking at.
Yep, in
Talk to someone on Mullet Island.
one of our movies from back in the day. The back door was one house, and then the front door was Evan's house.
How odd. Wonder why anyone would pick that
I love that.
Well, what'd she say? Had she seen anything of the boat or the kids?
She said she hadn't seen anybody, but we think she was lying.
Now, what makes you think that?
Well, we didn't think too much about it at the time. We wanted to look around the water some more.
She was lying.
Dottie brought it up on the way back.
I'm sure she lied to us, Sheriff. And she might know something about the kids she's not telling.
Now, wait a minute. If people want to live in isolation, that's their own business. They have that right. Don't you jump
Who are you, the
to
Supreme
just
Court?
because this woman may have looked those way, a little
Get out of
odd.
here.
If
Get out of
want to
town.
live in isolation.
Now, look here. You're all upset about this thing. And it's a terrible experience. But do you really think...
You're all in a tizzy.
anyone...
See the way I'm holding the sides of my coat? This is how you know I mean
What
business.
possible reason could they have?
We don't know. That's why we came to you.
I think you both let your imaginations run away with you. Now, I suggest you go home and let me handle this search.
I'm not giving you a thumbs up.
I have to tell you the truth.
I suggest you go home.
Optimistic about it after all the
Oh.
areas covered.
Have you been out to the island?
Now, do you actually
Have you
think
been?
your friends will go out
Get your
there and
hand
stay
off
this
me,
long?
dude.
Well, no.
Personal
Not unless
space.
they couldn't get off.
She lied to us, Sheriff.
still
I know
there.
she did.
She told us no one ever came out there. And as we left, the boat was just arriving.
Bro, I don't like you
Or any
gesturing
place that's coming back
that
from
close
outside.
to
my
We didn't want
shoulder.
to waste any time looking for you.
All right. We get the boat now. And
I'm
ride out there
trying
and have a look
to
around.
show you how invested I am in this.
Yeah.
Please.
Well, if we find anything, are you sure you can handle it by yourself?
I think so, Maury. And if not,
Maury, is this the first time we've heard his name all movie? Because I haven't heard the name Maury.
That's his name?
Yeah, I've never heard that.
Maury Povich in the house. This is what happened. This is what inspired him to start asking people who the father was.
It'll take a few minutes for the solution to drop to the right temperature before I can combine it.
Will there be a temperature problem in the water supplies?
Not after I once set the exact formula. The molecules will spread rapidly and actually become a part of the water.
And you say it'll only
Does that
take
hold
a
up,
few
Evan?
hours to reach
Is
the
that
full
scientifically
It
accurate?
becomes part of the water? You mean it dissolves?
By that you mean including the nerve gas?
No, it becomes part of the water.
It's a very dramatic way to say I'm
Large ones
making
will
a
of course
solution.
spread more gas rapidly in the essential areas.
I just hope the effects are as good as they
Completely
anticipate.
different. Completely different. It becomes a part of the water.
I'm about ready for the test. If you'll excuse me a second.
Pardon me.
Ivan?
I don't like to do my science with an
you bring them in,
audience.
please?
I prefer to be alone.
I have scientific performance anxiety.
I can't pour the solution with exact preciseness if I've got people looking over my
My
shoulder.
hands start shaking. I can't measure.
The music, dude, while Ivan's just roaming around the kitchen.
Sure,
Now
sure
this is a great shot.
That's good.
This is beautiful.
That's good.
He looks great. The lighting was good for it.
He's like, are we sure that he's not the gorilla ape?
I don't think so.
The music just, it sounds kind of King Kong.
It does.
Dramatic.
I'm starting to think he just got this music from somewhere else.
Yeah, they did. They did that. Yeah, they did. They got it from another movie, a movie called Kronos from 1957.
Come keep away from him, Marvin. Look at me. Come on. Get away from him. Take him. Hold him. Get over it. Come on.
So I think the one who's being pulled out of the girl who's being pulled out of the cage right now, just then, that's Brie Murphy, who became the cinematographer. She did a lot of TV, 80s, 70s, 80s, and 90s television. What the fuck is this, Fresh? Stop it.
It's a Jerry Warren movie title.
How did you do this so fast? It won't let me copy. Hold on, let me see if I can control C. Evan, did your chat go away?
No, it's
okay.
Oh, we can't rush them. They must have guns. If we'd have only gotten out of here
Oh
last
my
night.
god, Fresh, this is amazing. Alright, hold on, what is it? Enter a noun. Give me a noun, Evan.
A noun, day.
Day?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me an adjective.
Feline.
Okay. Give me a noun.
Soda jerk.
Jerry Warren presents Day of the Feline Soda Jerk. There it is. I can see it. He already has a soda jerk hired. He just filmed 2 movies at once. Boom. And it all takes place in the soda shop. Because it's during the day while he's working. It's during workout.
The pharmacy / soda shop.
I love how I was able to do all that, and of course I didn't miss anything because they've just been walking for 3 minutes. Amazing.
This house has a lot of random like windows looking over into other things.
Well, look.
They probably just put some shit up on the sheriff's window for that.
Not so good. I've got a couple of real inquisitive kids here. I knew there'd be trouble.
They won't be any trouble. I think they'll help us instead.
What's going on here?
The sheriff just waltzed right in here.
Murray, look! It's Julian Pound!
You see, she did lie. The kids are prisoners here.
It's gonna be a misery situation. Are they gonna blast him up?
Ivan.
Ivan.
Sheriff, do something.
Sheriff?
Sheriff?
Why isn't he doing it? What it?
The sheriff won't help you.
Is he in
I'd like
cahoots?
to talk to you, Doctor.
Well, certainly, Sheriff. What is
I didn't remember that.
Our deal was that I'd supply you with drunks and prisoners. But this time you've gone too far.
Oh shit! I didn't know about that. I forgot about
So
that.
except that they have families that want to find
That's
them.
good. Good.
This search is getting
Good going,
publicity on
Jerry.
the
He knows
outside, and I
plot.
can't control
He
it.
just doesn't know action.
Not for anything. You'll have to give us a little more time.
We'll have to move fast.
Oh
We'll
my
need some
god,
pieces
what the
of pipe
fuck is this shot?
for clubs.
No, no, it's really, it's like wide angle. I don't know
It's
what's
like a
going
music
on.
video.
He's reprising his song from Giant Gila Monster. Everybody cover your ears.
We'll start rapping.
Yeah, it looked like a fucking Beastie Boys
Agree with you. Oh, we need more.
Mumble, 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 mumble.
Keep our wits about this thing. After all, we haven't been discovered yet. And I don't believe we'll need any more people over here.
What do you think, Doctor?
I was never one to complain over a simple problem.
Simple problem. Do you realize?
I do realize. And I also understand thoroughly what
See, this is just, it starts to drive you insane, right? Look at this.
I've never been one to worry about simple problems. In other words, I kidnapped some children and I'm not going to apologize for it.
Right. Do what you think best. Let me know what you decide. We certainly will.
Oh, shit.
Oh. He shot the sheriff.
No.
Yeah,
Dear
bro.
God, no.
I love that. That was amazing, dude.
You have to hurry now.
Absolutely amazing. The perfect death fall.
Oh, thank you, S-Sync. Wix is infinitely better than Squarespace. I'm gonna die. I'll die on that hill.
No, Wix. If you're
looking for a sponsor,
looking for a sponsor. Wink, 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 wink.
Look, we gotta move now. It's too late. Go to the door and let the girl.
I don't know what this shot is. I don't know why. I mean, I like it. I like, good on them, you know.
Beastie Boys music video is a very good description of that.
It looks like they're gonna cause a distraction by going yo 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 and turning up an amp until it starts squeaking. Yo yo.
Get him.
Well,
are we grappling? Is this Undersea Kingdom or something?
2-on-1. Oh, that was a very half-assed attack there.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Fresh, better.
Better than WordPress? Yes, better than WordPress. Who blogs anymore? Exactly. WordPress, get out of here.
Uh-oh. They're hotboxing.
Yeah, I mean, come on. They're teenagers. I mean, what do you? This is the, you know. Pot was probably starting to become a thing in the late 50s.
Don't Bogart the zombie.
Shit. I always love that move.
Oh, sheesh.
Heal.
Oh my god, dude, this is so bad.
What is going on?
I'm not even, they're just moving.
This is Jerry Warren's idea of action.
Yeah, this is the most lukewarm fight I've ever seen.
He's just shuffling around.
Writhing on the floor.
Can't open that door.
Is she like, are her arms just folded? Is she just like upset?
She's defeated.
She's over it.
Her plan has been foiled by these teenagers.
All right, go open that door right now. You keep him covered, Maury. Right.
Still looking as ravishing and stylish as ever. I love how she wears that fancy dress under her lab coat.
Oh. And if not for the indomitable spirit of American teenagers, I would have gotten away with it. Oh, and this gun.
Started with what?
You know what I mean. Something to take care of Julie and Pam.
There's nothing I can do for them.
You'd rather feel a few bullets burn through you.
Go ahead and kill me if you like. If that will help them.
Look! You invented this stuff. It figures you can do something about it.
If I could, I wouldn't. So you're wasting your time.
Your time's gonna burn out if you don't do what I say.
Hey,
Ooh.
hey, listen, Reg. When that gas is poured on someone, they lose their will, don't they?
Yeah.
After that, they do as they're told.
Oh shit, this guy's a sadist.
See what you mean.
We
Yeah,
could
where
do
are
the
you-
same thing to them.
Where are
Let's
you
do
going
it.
with this?
All right, then get moving. Tell them don't go through it.
Quiet, you fool.
Everybody's like standing in a straight line. Their blocking is to like always be in a straight line.
This is the ending? They're like, these teenagers are gonna like mete out justice?
What did you expect, Evan?
You know how in these stories they'll go like, we can't do this to the villain, then we'll be just as bad as they are. But there's...
This is just like Lord of the Flies. They're like, fuck yeah, we're on this island with no laws. Hell yeah.
We have the power now. These rebellious...
These are international waters.
These rebellious late 50s teens, man. No rules on international waters.
Alright, cool. Now let's all kill each other.
Why, yada.
Did it work?
All right, now let's have it.
No.
Come on. Now, you know what we want. Come on. Something that'll fix the girls. Come on now, I'm not kidding. You understand me?
Hold it.
I mean it.
We're doing something wrong.
You gotta...
It's shaking.
You gotta say it nice, like.
You have to answer in the form of a question?
You have to sing it in the form of a song. Let me tune up my guitar.
Right.
Dee, 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 dee.
If you guys want to stay alive, you better do as we say.
We can do nothing.
Tell me how to get through to
You can
her.
do nothing.
I don't know. We're not scientists.
What is...
You know all about this
Scientists.
gas, though. Hey, maybe she's an exception.
That's such a strange way to say it. We can do nothing.
We'll get up to talk. Yeah, I'll buy that.
Boring, right?
Okay, you. Let's go.
Oh
I
shit.
said move.
No, wait.
No, you didn't. You said let's go.
I don't know exactly which one it is, but if I
Show us where it is.
I think that's the one.
What the hell?
What do you mean you think that's the one?
Well, she only mentioned it once.
What are
I think that's the mixture
you?
to counteract the gas.
What do you mean you think that's the
This might be
one?
poison. Let's give it to her
Might be
first.
poison. Just an extra dollop of...
What is this, a hummingbird feeder?
Yeah, what kind of container is this? I was gonna ask the same thing. You have to shake it like 16 times to get one drop out of it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Ah.
Oh, shit.
Really quick. Follow me.
Let's all hit each other.
Uh-oh.
Should have known.
Wait, didn't she just... They had... Okay.
They poured out a little bit.
They set it aside.
Yeah, they better not get gassed again.
Dun 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 dun.
We have to stop them.
The police boat. We'll have to put it away with the other boats before they reach it.
Where the hell are you storing all these damn boats? That's what I want to know. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
I broke out.
Yeah. The final boss.
That's what he should be doing.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the skills of a Crash Corrigan.
No.
Is there like... Oh, it's his shadow. What?
The suit is so dark, it's really hard to tell what
Can't
he's
really
doing.
see.
He just looks like a big shadow.
Oh no, he's drinking the cure.
Because it tastes so good. You shouldn't have made it taste like candy.
Oh my god. Let's just scoot around it. Ah!
This suit could be anything, dude.
It really, yeah.
You can't see.
Come on, hurry!
He could just be wearing like fur.
Oh shit, they're making a break for it.
Their boat's fine, I guess. Alright.
I guess.
Get it started.
Get it started. Helpful instructions.
Yeah, that's, you know. if somebody doesn't tell him to do it, he's just not gonna do it.
He's just gonna stand there.
Classic communist.
Waiting for someone else to do it for him.
Waiting for somebody to tell him what to do. Sky look kind of cool there.
Yeah, that is a neat shot with the hill. They've used it a lot.
Yeah, it's the one neat shot.
It's true. Oh my god, we're grappling in a boat now? Get out of here.
Oh.
While like four other people stand on the side.
What the fuck are we doing?
Should we help?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
They tied him
I guess
up.
they won. They wrestled him.
Wrestled him.
Wrestled him into submission.
Unit 2.
Oh my god.
We're waiting.
We're back.
Forward.
Ooh, okay. That was something.
Yeah.
The Army will be very grateful to you kids.
And now we're in the classic Jerry Warren stuff. Yeah.
That sheriff had been
Just
here.
really
You wouldn't have
tall.
seen it at all.
I guess
He
you're
is
right,
tall.
Maury. I
They're just
expect a full
short.
investigation of this office. We had a lot of prisoners unaccounted for.
We saw quite a few men on the island. I guess they must have been the ones.
Poor devils. I hope we can do something for them.
We've been having a lot of prisoners go missing lately. You know anything about that? Nope.
Haven't seen the sheriff. He hadn't been in the office today. I don't know where the hell he's been. Wait, why did he pull up in like a police car?
I'm Major Coleman. Are you Johnson?
I was placed in temporary charge of the substation.
From what I understand, the job will be permanent. And these must be the kids that cracked a ring the Army couldn't even locate.
They sure did, sir. And we're mighty proud of them.
Well, if we did anything, sir, it was to save our own neck. Most of us were scared stiff most of the time.
Nonetheless, you accomplished it. And you performed a great service. This group was the largest menace to United States security we've ever had.
Wow. Hey, you think maybe we'll get a medal, huh?
Oh, there you go. I swear, Skip, you remind me of a walking comic book.
What's wrong with being famous? I can just see the headlines. Football
Yep, that's a
star
Kramer
cited
for you.
Football star. If you ever get off the bench, I'll personally give you a medal.
Oh, wow, Pam, you sure are a drag, you know that? Hey, I was talking about...
Damn, having a spat just out in the middle of
I believe
everybody.
there'll be rewards for all of you. In a few days, you'll be going to Washington, D.C., where you'll be interviewed by the President himself.
Shut
Oh my
up.
god.
Stop
what?
it.
I'm going to bed.
Major Coleman.
Yes?
And the day after you're we're taking you to
Give us a little
Disneyland.
report.
Well, sir, I,
You're gonna talk to the
Skip
president.
and I, we swear.
About what?
Well, sir, there's a secret boat
So
dock
tell me about
somewhere
these
on that island.
zombies.
And we looked and looked for it. And I'm gonna flip if I don't see it. Can we go with you when you go to search for it? I've got something at stake, you know. My boat's there, and I've got to get it back.
Son, I'm sure you're perfectly welcome. Come back in about 2 hours, and we'll be glad to take you with us.
What? They're going back to the
Back to
island?
the island? Yeah, we'll be glad to have you along.
Let's go water ski.
This kid's a hero.
Yeah. What do we use for a boat?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody for horseback riding?
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
Oh
god.
my god.
Jesus Christ.
There they go.
What? Yeah.
We're teens.
We're wild.
We just saved the country.
Woo! We're going to Washington. Oh, wow, that was Teenage Zombies. So what did we think, boys?
Oh boy. Oh boy. So we've called it endearing a couple of times already.
Mm-hmm.
But it's endearing in the sense that it's not very good.
And that it is so bad.
Yeah.
So bad.
That climax was just so limp.
I think limp is actually a great word for it.
That whole sequence.
What you were in suspense as everybody was grappling around on the floor of the laboratory?
You know, I didn't
I was on
know-
the edge of my seat.
I wasn't really sure how they were going, how our wimpy hero, what was his name? Maurice? Maury, yeah, Maury. Wasn't sure how Maury and crew were gonna pull through. I didn't expect them to just wrestle the villains to the ground and tie them up.
Oh, the villains conveniently got in a boat. All right, we'll just tie them right up and take them to the president.
Well, luckily, we're strong American teenagers. We can overpower these adults easily.
That's essentially it's all a propaganda film. It's it's trying to talk about the values that American teens should have, obviously. Much like the Gumby cartoon that we watched in the pre-roll.
You think that Gumby cartoon was an allegory for the Cold War?
Yeah, I really do. It's like, are you gonna hire robots to do everything for you and they're gonna fuck everything up? Or are you gonna use good old fashioned blood, sweat, and tears, a little bit of elbow grease to get the job done, like Americans to do?
And if you don't, your parents will be mad at you.
Mm-hmm. They'll be mad. You won't get any milk and crackers. No milk and crackers for you.
That's how you grew up big and strong.
Now,
to an American teenager.
Now, if I was Gumby, obviously I'd put a little bit of Bosco in that,
to amplify it.
A little bit of Bosco in that, a little bit of peanut butter on the crackers, maybe some jelly if you have it, strawberry preferably.
There we go. We got a meal going.
Then you got a meal. Yeah, that's what I'm like. Okay, that's a hearty midnight sweet snack, But Gumby didn't do that, and certainly, obviously, in the feature presentation tonight, this midnight snack of a zombie mustard gas or whatever it was not really, whatever the antidote was. That's actually the thing I'm most curious about. What was the antidote?
Hummingbird food.
Yeah.
Sugar water.
That was definitely the container it was being kept in. That's for sure.
It was a soft drink. From
That's right.
Her triple wide fridge.
Mm-hmm. Just some pop, just some simple pop. It reignites the teenager in your brain. It brings you out of.
I want to dig through some old newspapers and find the Archie comic that this fucking came out of.
Yep, certainly. Certainly, if not Archie, would be the plot of another season of Riverdale if they weren't going to end it. Yes, it's very absurd, but I mean, yeah, no, again, as we've said earlier tonight, it's your classic horror plot. A couple of kids go on this, innocent daytime trip and all of a sudden find themselves lured into some
horror
scenario in a house. Again, I mean, I think the most successful indie one that's really of high quality is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Really, and
it's the same deal.
And they wrote that, to your point earlier, based off of like Hansel and Gretel, using that as a jumping off point to be like, okay, yeah, like in that, it's these siblings who get lost. They come upon the house of this witch and she wants to eat them, right? Like cannibalism. So then they like kind of took a classic horror plot of these people who are just kind of innocently going about their business, stumble upon blank horror scenario, and just kind of took the Hansel and Gretel thing and, made it Texas style. That's what it was. Texas style. So
next they're going to make a Humpty Dumpty, but a horror movie.
That's what we need to do. You break apart and you're like, you're a mess. You're like brains are oozing out of your head and you're like, how do I get pulled back together? Yeah.
We'll do it Texas style.
Yeah.
Huevos Rancheros.
Ooh, a little spicy. I like it.
Oh, never. Okay, never mind. Sorry. I was gonna ask which wall he was gonna fall off of.
Wow, that's great, amazing.
And there we go.
There it is. That's where you need you put them right there. That was great. That was amazing. No, I mean, it's I mean, even up to this time, it was kind of a classic horror plot, but Jerry Warren was trying to do some crazy things here. Wasn't expecting the Cold War bullshit. Wasn't, expecting the sheriff to be in on it.
I actually thought, there are certain elements of the plot that are actually pretty cool. The sheriff, betraying them, being in on it. I thought that was a pretty neat twist. I was not expecting it.
I didn't remember it. When that happened, I was like, oh, okay, that's actually pretty good. For them
if she had just stuck with experimenting on prisoners,
yep,
she hadn't tried to kidnap kids, she would have gotten away with it.
Yep, that's a lesson for all you criminals out there looking for your kidnappers. Oh no,
I don't know what she was paying the sheriff, but she'd really have some Humpty Dumpty, or he'd really have some Humpty Dumpty on his face after he inadvertently causes the overthrow or the zombification of the U.S.
That's true. I don't know what he expected to get out of that. That wasn't anything besides a bullet in the back, because when you're dealing with the Ruskies, you gotta expect the unexpected. Well, that should be expected. That's what I'm saying. It shouldn't. Isn't that a little bit of a
unexpected?
Yeah, that's a. I don't know what you would call
an
it.
Old adage.
Yeah, expect the unexpected. Well, if I
expected,
then yeah, come on, get out of here. Why is that even a phrase?
Anyone who says that, just argue with them for 2 hours. But I don't get it. It's a moving target, because as soon as I expect it, it becomes the expected, and then I gotta expect something else.
You could definitely stretch that argument into 2 hours. Easy peasy. You could really frustrate the hell out of somebody. If you want to annoy your friends and loved ones. No, that's the segment that we got to get fresh to do every week on this show is the latest installment in how to really annoy the people that you interact with day to day, whether it be your coworkers or your, whoever, your neighbors, whoever's just constantly coming up to you trying to start a casual conversation. How can you prank them today?
Prank of the week.
Prank of the week. Here's Fresh with the prank of the week.
All right, I got one for this week. I got one. You guys should try it out in the next coming week.
Oh my God, stop
All right,
it.
so anytime you're riding passenger in a car with somebody and they ask you if it's clear your way, wait till it's not clear and then tell them that it's clear.
I don't know, bro, why you hit on that today of all days, because I've been riding in multiple passenger seat, like shotgun seats, and like looking, and they're like, the driver's like, I can't see. And I'm like, well, shit, there's a car coming. Like, let me back up. I hope they see. Like, please don't pull out in front of traffic. So really interesting that's where you went with that. Yeah, that's a great prank. Definitely. I'll do that tomorrow when I'm inevitably in the passenger seat.
It's kind of a prank on yourself though, because if you hit if they hit the car,
it's your side.
It's your side.
It's your side. Yeah, that was today. Like, we were like, there was a fucking tanker truck barreling toward us, and I'm like, well, thank God we're moving through this this blinking yellow fast enough, because God forbid we're distracted and they,
Oh, I recall an incident where
you were looking at the parallel with the pavement in a vehicle. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, vivid, very vivid for all of us. Wasn't that something? Yeah, was I riding shotgun then? I guess I was. Yeah,
you were. You were. You got asked if it's clear, and you said, "Yeah."
Is that really okay? Was I real? What did he really ask me? See, you say that, and I can't. Even then,
I can't remember.
I couldn't remember.
You were in the correct position.
I wasn't.
To do that.
I wasn't. I should. Yeah, like
you really got yourself.
I guess I did. I guess that was a prank on me. Yeah,
I pranked myself, and I never even saw it coming.
Prank on me, residual prank on you guys. We all had fun with it.
It was a fun car crash.
Hey, we came back to the house afterwards. We were supposed to have a friend hang out. Like, I think Evan was supposed to come over, but after the car wreck, he didn't. Fresh, you came back here afterward, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then I think we called you guys off because I mean, obviously my mom was not happy.
Yeah, the chill sesh is not happening. We were just in a car accident.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's how the conversation pretty much went. So let that be a lesson to all you teens out there, whether you're going water skiing and end up on an island where you're taken hostage, or you're just not really paying attention when you're going through a busy intersection. Danger can creep up on you real quick.
Yeah, so, and then you won't be able to hang out with your friends. So just
think about
it. Time's precious.
Time is precious. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta appreciate what you have, because it can be taken away like that. We're getting heavy on you.
Yeah,
and heavy on you right at the end of the show.
Then you'll never save the United States and meet the president and get a medal from the army.
Because in America, anything is possible. Even saving the day from USSR scientists and getting to have a beer with the president. We're all 18. That's the legal drinking age, right? At that time, I guess it was. They probably do. They even have a legal drinking age at that time?
Do they have a legal drinking age in DC? It's not a state.
When a 9-year-old can go up and buy a pack of smokes, hey, go.
You just say you're buying it for your dad.
Right. Exactly. That's all it took. So we've learned a lot about the 50s tonight. I think we've got a lot of life lessons and a lot of just how to be an American lessons, which is good because we got
Feeling
4th of July coming up.
Feeling very
next week.
patriotic, very wise right now.
Yeah, I mean we're going into 4th of July weekend, so it's the perfect time to have that moment of reflection about what makes us true Americans. Like burping in the middle of your live show.
And wrestling a witch in a boat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was great. It was a lot of fun. And I think, would you guys say schlocky?
Yeah, I would.
Pretty schlocky.
Pretty
right?
schlocky.
Pretty schlocky.
I wouldn't say it's schlocky.
You don't think so?
Oh.
No, it was very, the production value was pretty high, I would say.
Right, yeah.
So high, dude. So high. Obviously, hundreds of thousands
cutting-edge
of dollars. Yeah. The effects, dude. The effects were mind-blowing. Oh!
He was
They filmed
robbed
it
by the
perfectly,
Academy.
and they CGI'd in all of the mistakes just to make it seem like it was more of a homegrown thing.
So it's meta.
Yeah, they're
It's a
just being
statement.
ironic.
Well,
Yeah.
Fresh, you missed last week when we had the rear projection driving that was like the worst we've ever seen. Like, that scene in Airplane whenever like they're doing the really bad like rear projection driving on purpose. Like there's like horses and cowboys in the back at one point. Like
the way he's moving the wheel just does
driving
not
like
match
steering the wheel all crazy and
window.
it's going like 4 times regular speed. That's what we had last Friday.
It was really egregious.
I've never seen
it.
Never seen anything like it. So so this week's film was the exact opposite of that and the staticness of it. So schlocky in a different way. And so next week we're getting schlocky in another different way because next week's film comes from a guy who literally called himself a schlockmeister. Larry Buchanan, who was based out of Texas, I believe. We've talked about him before. I can't remember with what production. I will go into it next week. But basically he got a deal with American International Pictures, that Roger Corman's studio that made all of his Edgar Allan Poe films, to like remake some of their old sci-fi films for TV. And he, in the mid to late 60s, made all these really shitty, but again, schlocky, sci-fi horror movies that were just remakes of old B movies. And that's what we've got for you next week, because a lot of those are public domain. So inevitably we'll see more of those. But next week's film is called Creature of Destruction from 1967. I think it takes place around a beach. So we're going back to the beach next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern. So get ready for that. That'll be a lot of fun. Again, like this is a kind of guy who's the monster in his movies. Their eyeballs are made out of ping pong balls, and it's pretty terrible. So, but it's in color, so that's that's nice. That's
good,
fun.
very good.
When was the last time we had a color movie?
Yeah, when
have we had one this season? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we have.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have our first color film
There we
of
go.
season 6, so that'll be good. I mean, again, it's a pretty muddy color, but nonetheless, it's a color film, so we will be able to enjoy that. It's some kind of, not a fish monster, but it's some kind of something, again, at the beach with young people, and it's definitely a step up from the staticness of tonight's film, but it's still hokey in its own right. Again, different brands of schlock. So we'll have something totally new for you next week. Super excited for that. Of course, we will be back on Wednesday at 9 p.m. for another exciting installment of Undersea Kingdom. You know, we are halfway through it, so
they're getting exciting. They're heating up.
We're going back and forth, and we're battling, and we're riding horses, and we're
tightrope walking and scaling up buildings.
Cliffhanger shit, and again, much like tonight's film, shooting out poison gases at people. So that's like, you know, mind control gases.
That's
why it feels so familiar in my head.
It was just the transforming machine.
It's the transforming machine from Undersea Kingdom.
Yeah.
All right. See, it all connects. It all comes back around. Like,
who knew Atlantis was just the USSR?
That is the beauty of this show. That's how it always works out. So join us
in Soviet Atlantis.
Yeah, that's what those Volkites are. They're just Soviets. Again, more robot stuff, more automation, and you know, it's just all a bunch of anti-American stuff. So, you know, Crash Corrigan is fully American. That's again patriotic.
All American.
So that's how we're celebrating on the 5th of July with another exciting installment of Undersea Kingdom with naval graduate Crash Corrigan. And of course, you can go find all of our past episodes over on YouTube at Scream Stream Live. Of course, we are over on Instagram and Twitter at Screamstream Show. You can find me over on Twitter at no, not that, at Spakenstein. You can find Mr. Fresh Rogan. Recover, go. You can find Mr. Fresh Rogan over on Instagram and Twitter at Fresh Rogan. And of course, Mr. Evan Sink on Twitter at Caligari Cursed. Thanks to S Sink and Protect the Tigers and everybody else who tuned in tonight. As always, appreciate you joining us for our nice heaping serving of public domain horror schlock. And we'll be back next week with plenty of more schlock to unwind and enjoy this summer. So, anything before we sign off tonight, boys?
Anybody up for horseback riding?
Yeah! Until next week, sweet screams, everybody.
Creep tight.
And to all, a good fright.